Thank you. My tagline is people, places, and products, and I think that the portfolio kind of sums that up. Um, and so I work with, I collaborate a lot with marketing professionals, web developers, ad agencies. That's kind of where one channel that I get assignments, but also working just face to face with small business owners. I just opened a new studio. That's kind of one of the main things I want to talk about today. It's in downtown Salem on Church Street, in the Hope Plaza, which is a new building downtown Salem, not far from Travel Salem building, if you know where that is. Um, and the reason I wanted to kind of launch a new studio is because I feel like there's an opportunity here to kind of, in addition to the commercial work, is kind of create something special for just everyday people, kind of personal portraits. So that's kind of what these samples are right here. And I didn't want to just kind of do what everybody else does. So I do kind of my own brand of editorial, black and white portraiture. And I'm launching this brand called Iconic. And so kind of wanted to mention that real quick. If you guys have any questions, I'll take some questions in a minute. The other thing I do here is I am a certified Google photographer. So what that means is years ago, Google rolled out what they call their Street View technology, which if you've been on Google Maps, you kind of know what I'm talking about. It's the little spinny camera out in the middle of the street, for if you're using Google Maps. So they offered an opportunity to photographers to launch into this business photography service where I take that Street View technology into your store, your shop, your office, and create a virtual tour, and that is published onto your Google business profile. So if you have a brick and mortar office, store, shop, or whatever, that's available to you, and I offer special packages for that as well. And it's pretty affordable. So I try and keep that very, very affordable, especially to small shops and small businesses. But if you don't have a 360 virtual tour on your Google page, you may want to seriously consider that because it's great for SEO. It can be embedded on your website. Again, kind of helps search engine optimization. I've been a commercial photographer for over 30 years. So I'm an old guy, been around a long time, back when we used film. Uh, some of my associations, I'm a member of the Oregon Professional Photographers Association. I am got a national certification through Professional Photographers of America. And I'm also associated with professional architecture photographers. And the Oregon Media Production Association is an organization in Oregon that grew out of the tourism department years ago. And it's kind of for the film and media area. So I worked on set of some feature films done in Oregon. Um, uh, this one I kind of already kind of touched on a little bit in terms of kind of who I work with and how I sort of get assignments. A lot of times people think that commercial photography is going to be really expensive. They can't afford it. And so what I face a lot of times, people are, oh, I'll just take my own photos. I'll photograph my business on my own. I'll do it my own on your iPhone or whatever. Or sometimes when people are building a new website, they're going to rely on stock photography, so sort of generic images that you can purchase. Some of this free even. But what's really important to know is that if your professional photographs are very important for business, and that the photos kind of really have to match your brand and kind of what you're trying to say about your business. And a lot of times, people miss that point. If they're doing it themselves, they're using their iPhone. Hey, I'll go take a picture of my storefront, and a lot of times that can be, more damaging than anything if it's not really saying who you are or what it's about. Also on stock photography, if people go to your website and they see these beautiful smiling faces of people, that you purchased online, they really don't represent your clients or your staff, or your business ownership, or even maybe what your business even looks like, in person. So I know that when you're first starting out or you first launch a website, that's kind of what's available to you. But I really try and recommend as soon as possible to replace that stock photography stuff with actual photos of your real clients, your staff members, who runs your business, stuff like that. Okay. So real quick on the Google business photography thing, really quick, I want to touch on this. Uh, these images that I create for your business are published all for you. I do it all for you. They show up on your Google business page. They can be duplicated onto your website. And this is an interesting statistic. Google keeps me informed on my work, my contribution to your images online. And recently, they just let me know that I've been doing this for a while, but my images have had over 80 million views online. And when I go in and photograph a new store, car dealership, bakery, whatever it is, and I publish this to your Google page, the views start right away. Like usually within a month, there's like 2,000 or 3,000 views that these images get. And it varies from business to business. Car dealership seems to get a lot of hits, but I thought I'd kind of point that out. It kind of blew me away, actually, to find that out, that my images have been seen over 80 million times online. And I do have some, by the way, I have some cards, some posters or postcards, I guess you call them, about the Google Business Service. So I wanted to mention that. And if there's a QR code, you can actually go and see a live online 360 tour for Bentley's downtown. So that's about it, guys. I didn't really have any polished thing set up. I just kind of relied on just some old slides here. But do you guys have any questions on that?
Question for you. For Salem Kaiser Business Alliance, you're offering members, what was the savings?
On the Google tour?
Well, on your services. Remember on like
it's
line?
10%. So yeah, everybody gets 10% discount on like the Google packages or portrait service. Also, new members get a free headshot. So that's pretty good down at the studio. I don't want to take up too much more time, but I do want to talk about these prints over here really quick. These are, of course, custom work that I do. These are intended as kind of like a gift to your family. These are on metal. They're metal prints, black and white. These have a lifespan of 100 years. These are a permanent, long life product that's, will last a lifetime and beyond. And I kind of want to talk about that real quick because everybody collects digital photos now, right? They're on your phone, you put them on your computer, maybe you back them up onto a CD or a thumb drive or something like that. And then, where are they now? What happens to those images? I'm trying to kind of instill in people the value of kind of having a legacy, So these photographs are going to be handed down to the kids and the grandkids. They're going to be around, and I think we're kind of losing that this day and age. I think that the value of having a wall portrait or a family album, I think, is still really a valid thing because they're value. It's the old thing of like, your house is on fire. What do you run in and grab? People grab the family album. They take pictures off the wall. It's the very first thing they think about because of the value of having a legacy or a record of your family. So I created this as kind of a way to do that, Tom. I think people sort of forget that a professionally made photographic print have a lifespan of 100 years, archivally 200 years. So if you take and store this away somewhere, it'll last for 200 years, which kind of blows my mind. Just normal display hanging on the wall, 100 years, in the right conditions. So I really want to emphasize that. And a really quick anecdote, and I'll kind of wrap it up. When I was a kid, I did photography as a hobby, right? So, and on my grandmother, on my dad's side, we used to have family get-togethers all the time, right? We'd visit my grandma's house. We'd get together for Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that. Lots of cousins, kids running around. And there was these old black and white photos on the wall, some of them in little frames, and I just thought they were decorations. And then, when I got interested in photography, kind of as an early teenager, one day I just noticed them. It's like they'd been there the whole time, and I never really noticed them. And I asked my grandma, I said, well, who are these people? Who is that in that picture? And she would take it off the wall, and there was on the back was a story that she had written down with dates and names and things like that, and how I was related to them. And all of a sudden, those photographs took on a whole new meaning. They were, a story of my ancestors, my family, and they'd been well preserved. And then I had my uncle, who took on the job of kind of, curating these photographs. So he would make copies and save them and store them so that they were, preserved because they were that valuable. On my dad's side, my relatives and ancestors are Russian German immigrants, and there's like a whole story about that. And so that is kind of old school, but I kind of really value that. So, and I don't know what you guys do at your house, if you hang pictures on the wall or you have a hallway where you have photos, but I think we all kind of, collect and curate photos of our kids growing up and their grandkids and all that stuff. So, so anyway, that's about it. Any other questions? Thank you.
Yeah.